Okay, well, I'm going to walk you through making a couple of snares here. I'm going to make a coyote snare and I'm going to make a wolf snare, at least my version of them. And I actually take pride. I've taken pride in learning the best possible way that I can to snare. So quite a big loop on the end. You can see it's black wire, 5/64ths. And all 5/64ths gear. I'm not running a lock that's, you know, sized up or so. It's just the clear plastic gas line, or I don't know what it is actually, but siphon hose. Okay, so bit of an eye test for me today. So I've got a 385 Seneca breakaway device there. You should be able to see it against my sweater. And I've also got the 5/64 shock lock. That's what I use that's my coyote system. And I've got the A1 spring, kill spring. Goes on the end. I like to run a washer with it just to be safe. And instead of running a double ferrule, what I got is these Seneca 5/64 single wolf stops, but they're twice as long as a regular stop. Love them. Run that down the end. Now, again, I don't know why they call them wolf stops. I don't know that I trust 5/64 single stop, even if it's twice as long for a wolf, but that's my coyote system right there. I like to bend that, give that just a little bit of a bend, get it out of the way of the loop when it hangs. Hides a little bit. That's that. Swap out real easy. You get a coyote on the end of it. Cut your snare off. Zip a new one in. Off an anchor line.
That's it. That's for the coyote.
So, and I don't boil coyote snares at all. So the wolf snare already has a loop on the other end. This is 3/32. Just another big loop again in case I want to run it on an anchor. Don't have to, but you can. Now here's where I get a little bit different. I run the 750 BAD. So the breakaway device is a 750 now. This is the cam lock. I know shock locks are available in 3/32, but I'm not running it. I'm running the cam locks with teeth. That's a 10-foot snare. Okay, so again, running the A1 Magnum kill spring. I haven't set this one. I will add a washer to it. And for wolves, I will run a double ferrule and just kink it over or pull it through. Which I'm not the best guy in the world. I don't know, for some reason it's never been real good at that. Right now I know there's a guy, Glenn Cartwright, who's saying to himself, that's not true, Chris. You're good at everything. So, but it's true. I always tend to leave a little bit extra, but that's okay. Okay, so that is the whammy. Yeah, that is my wolf set. And of course, I would take that. I would take that, kink it over after I've set the spring, so I'm not going to bore you with that. And because I use silver, like just your standard wire, I will boil these tonight. I'm only going to make a dozen or so. But that's my wolf snare, and that's my coyote snare. Okay, so just go through the components so you can see them. Make the first loop. Take the line all the way down to the other end. Add my whammy, for lack of a better term. Again, this is a wolf snare, so just trying to give you a close-up on it. That's the actual snare. Okay, big loop on the one end. Alright, so I'm just going to show you what I mean by the anchor line. Maybe I should, so you can see me here. So anchor line is just like, I believe this is probably 1/8. I make most of my anchors at a 1/8. It's got a swivel on the end of it. Use any swivel, just added protection. I've tied it to a sawhorse here, and when I say tied it, it's just got a loop on the other end. So I just run it through the loop, run it through itself, tie it off. Just simulating a tree right now. So then what I'll do is I'll stick the loop end through the swivel. I'll put the rest of the snare through the loop. Now this is just a quick replacement in the field should you catch something. So then your snare end, business end is all through. Took me a while to figure this out. Make sure the whammy goes through. You're left with this loop on a loop. Just keep pulling it through until it snaps over. Can you guys see that? Maybe that was not as good as it should have been. No, that's why I got a piece of drywall right here. So then you're just left with loop on swivel, and then you just go ahead and hang your snare as normally do. Okay, out it comes. You cut the snare off. Add another snare. Anchor's still tied to the tree. Hopefully you still got the number 9 wire, whatever you use to hang it. Ding, she's up. That's about it.